In the next couple of videos we're just going to have a look at modelling this tub here of Ben & Jerry's ice cream. Okay, which you will be able to see where our lid will be able to come off when we're finished in an assembly. Okay, and you see all the different details that are involved with putting on our labels. Okay, and our curves and our different parts got to do with our lid and our tub together. Okay, so to start off the modelling of our pot, we're just going to draw an outline. So I'm going to go down here, I'm going to select my front plane. So right click on front plane and go for my option for sketch. Okay, so on that front plane now I'm going to create a sketch or a profile of the outline of that pot. So go for my line command and I'm going to start right there in the center on my origin. So pressing the origin, bring my mouse out to the left. Okay, click, then I can go up at an angle, and again left click, another horizontal, left click, up again, left click, and out and left click. Okay, I'm going to press escape, so it takes me out of that line command. So that's something like the profile that I want. I'm going to define it now with a few measurements. So smart dimension, so the overall width at the bottom of the pot, okay, is 78, but I only want half it here now. So I'm measuring this one at 39. Okay, and I'm going to give this lad here a height of 31. Okay, so from this point to my origin, a distance there of 41. Okay, so that gives it that gentle slope there. This lad is a length of 3. This line here, a vertical height of 9. And this lad here is just a width. Oh, I selected the center point. So this lad here is a length of 3.5. Okay, so that's the main outline of my pot. Okay, there are all my measurements. Just tidy it up a bit. So what I want to do now is I want to offset these. So the thickness of the plastic for this pot is only 1/2 mil thick. Okay, so I just press escape to get out of my smart dimension command. Okay, and now I'm going to go for an offset entities. Okay, so I select offset entities. It automatically comes up 10. I don't want 10, I just want 0.5. So now I want to select the entities that I want to offset. So I want to offset my line here. It's after selecting the chain because select chain was ticked. Okay, so it picked them all. Now if select chain wasn't picked, I'll just go again, offset entities. We won't have select chain picked, it'll only pick up one at a time, and you'd have to go in and click them all one at a time. Okay, but if select chain is picked, then it's fine. So select OK. So there's the outline. I just want to finish off here with a little line, and also up here with a little line. Okay, so select the line command, click on my point, click on my point here. Go down to the bottom, click on my point, and down here to this point, which is also the origin, and click escape. Okay, so you can see there now we have the profile of our pot. So what I want to do now is I want to basically create my round pot from there. So very quickly I can just go to features, revolve boss base. Okay, so it's looking for an axis of revolution. So where do I want to spin this profile around? Okay, and I'm just going to zoom in and I'm going to pick my line here. So I pick that, and it's after spinning that all the way around there. So that gives me the outline of my pot, and it's gone 360 degrees. I didn't have to go 360 degrees. I could have gone less, of course, but obviously in this case we want to have the full pot. Okay, so if I was just to go less, right, that's what it would look like there, like there's a piece that had to be taken out of it. Okay, that's no good. So right click, edit feature, and now I'm just going to put in my 360 degrees there because that's what I wanted. Okay, and you can see it closing up, and click OK. So you can see there, that's the main body of the pot done very, very quickly. Okay, so to move on there to start making the lid, you would have an option. You can make the lid in a completely separate part and make the measurements match what you have here, and then join them together. Okay, sometimes it's easier if you need parts matching exactly, like the lid of a pot, okay, or a screw and a bolt or whatever the case may be, and nut and a bolt. It might be easier to model them in the same part and then separate them after, which is what we're going to do here. Okay, so for this I'm going to go to my front plane, right click, go for a sketch there on my front plane. Now I kind of want to be able to see through this object here, so I'm going to go to my options here for viewing. Okay, and I'm going to click this one that shows hidden detail. The dotted lines there make our hidden lines visible. So now we can kind of almost see through our pot there, and we can see the different details that are in it. Okay, so hold control, press 8, so I'm looking straight at where I'm drawing. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring a center line from the origin, okay, vertically up. Okay, to make sure that line is vertical. If it's not, just click on the line, and it's no harm to do that anyway. Click on the line and go over and make sure it has a vertical relation. Okay, so make sure it has a vertical relation. If it doesn't, just click vertical there. Okay, so from here I'm going to go to my normal line. Okay, so I have my normal line there, and I'm just going to click on my center line anywhere at all at the moment. Okay, I'm going to go outside my object then, like so, and I'm just going to zoom in so you can see what I'm at. And the curve is up and first, so I'm going to just go back to my line command. I just press escape there to get out of the command. Now back into my line command, and I'm going to label it up now in 1 minute with dimensions and all that. So I'm going to go here. Okay, so I'm deliberately not go along the lines at the moment. Okay, so you can see there kind of what I'm at. Okay, so I'll leave it there and I'll join it back up there. Okay, so now I'm going to go and put on some dimensions and some relations for this sketch here. Okay, so smart dimension. So the first thing I want to ensure, so I'll just escape out of smart dimension. I want this edge, hold control, press on my edge here, well, what looks like an edge but the outside of my curve, and just make those collinear. I'm going to do the same for this line and the top of my bowl. Hold control, press the two of them, and again make them collinear. Okay, and I'm going to do the same here for the inside one. Press on my line, hold control, press on the inside of my tub if you like, and again go for collinear, which makes them along the one line. Okay, so now I can start adding some dimensions to it. So I'm going to give this here a dimension of 1 mil. I'm going to have this hanging down, again a distance of 1 mil. We'll keep it all ones, keep it simple. Now from here to my line here, again I'll go 1 mil. And I want the tub, the lid kind of go down into the object, again a distance there of 1 mil. So my line here to this, again I'll just go 1 mil. Okay, so that's fully black, that's fully defined. So I'll just put back on my shaded view there now, shade it with edges. So you can kind of see there now the sketch that I'm after doing and the way it wraps around the tub. Okay, so the next thing I want to do now, same as I've done before, I'm going to revolve it. So I go features, revolve boss base. Okay, now automatically it merges the result, which means that it'll basically make the lid that I'm doing now and the tub merge into one piece. I don't want that to happen, so I untick merge result and click OK. Okay, so we can now see we have two separate parts up here in our solid bodies folder. Okay, before I done that I would have only had one. Now I have two separate parts. So the first revolve, which is the tub, and the second revolve, which is my lids. I'm going to rename them now in a few minutes when I've finished working with them. Okay, I can actually rename the tub one there now. Okay, so I just click on revolve one and then click again, hold the button and unclick, and it should allow me to rename it. So I'm going to call that tub. Okay, and I'll call the other one lid now in a minute when I'm finished working on it. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do is just add a bit of detail onto the top of it. Okay, so for that, on that surface there, the top surface, I right click, I'm going for sketch, and I want to take the edge of that circle, I want to take that circle and I want to throw it in the way. So I'm just going to click offset entities, and it'll automatically pick up the outside of that there. So offset entities, it's thrown it out the wrong way. I wanted to go in the way, so over here I click reverse, and I only wanted to go in 1 millimeter, so I changed that 3 to 1. Okay, and click OK. And I'm going to extrude that now. So features, extrude, and I can leave that merge because it's joining to the lid, so that's fine. So just extrude that up there, just a distance of 1. Okay, like so. So it's just a little detail on top of the lid, and now we're going to add a bit more. Okay, so this time on this surface, right click, sketch, and I'm going to go for an offset again. So offset entities, again, it's throwing it out the way. I want it going back in the way. Okay, but I want that there a distance of 2 now this time instead. So 2 mil, and click OK. Okay, and this time I'm going to take that circle, so I'm still working in the same sketch. I take that circle and I'm going to offset it. Again, it's going the wrong way, so I just reverse, and this time I want to go in a distance of 3, and click OK. Okay, so I have 2 circles now on top of that surface, if you like. So I'm going to extrude up that. So features, extrude boss base. Okay, so I'm extruded again up a distance of 1, and again we can leave it merged because it's only joined onto the lid. That's fine. So click OK. And now what I want to do, I just want to smooth that off there with a fillet. So go to my fillet option. Okay, 10 mil is going to be way too much. All I want is 1 mil of a fillet. Okay, and I want to go over and fillet. I need to select that face there so we can see. Sometimes it's hard to select what we want. Okay, so twist your model around, so I want that face there, and click OK. So now it just rounds, and that's just a bit of detail there to the top of my tub. So at this stage now I can go and I can rename my other body here, which is my lid. So click again, hold it and leave it off. So I'm just going to call that lid. Okay, so now I have 2 bodies, 2 solid bodies, the tub and the lid. So I'm going to add a bit of colour to them there now. So over here to my beach ball, so the appearances tab, press on that, and I'm going to go for, we'll say plastic, go high gloss, and it's kind of up to yourself. I'm going to pick the blue. So I'll pick the blue, click it, drag it across onto my tub and leave it go. So it'll let me do either just that face of it, it'll let me do the full revolve, or it'll let me do the body. I'm going to click the body. Okay, so the tub now has the blue colour on it, and I'm going to put a colour now on my lid as well. Again, it's up to yourself. Okay, so look, we'll go to yellow. We'll be able to see it nice and clear then. Go to yellow, bring it over, and I'm going to go again for the body. Okay, so there's a yellow lid. Might look better with a black one, but there's a yellow lid and a blue tub. Okay, of course I can go up here. I can click my Real View Graphics, and it just gives it that kind of shiny appearance. Okay, very often you're modeling, that can be a bit annoying, so I just normally turn all of that off there. Okay, the next part of this, we want to save out our part. So the first thing I'm going to do, okay, I'm just going to save this overall part here first. Okay, so file, save as, and I'm just going to save it as finished pot. Okay, finish pot, and click save. Okay, and now I want to save out these parts. So remember I have 2 bodies within this, and I want to save them out separately. Okay, so for this I go to insert, features, down here to save bodies. Okay, and there's 2 bodies. It's identifying that there's 2 solid bodies there. So when I check those, okay, that's saving the tub. Okay, and if I was to check that one there, it would save the lid. We can see that there. Okay, but what I want to do, okay, I want to all make sure, so propagate visual properties, which means it'll save the colors and that along with them, or if I put decals in here or stickers on here, it'll save that along with them rather than just saving the body without the color in it. Okay, so I want to save the two of those bodies there. So that's called tub, and it's going to be, it's a split part, but I can still put them back together in assembly. So click save. So I don't want to replace because I have that done at some stage there already. So I'm going to call it tub 1, save. And I'm going to call this lid 1 and save. Okay, so the two of them are there now. It's going to save them out as separate parts. Okay, and just my green check them for that. Okay, and click yes when that comes up. Okay, so there's the two parts there saved out separately. Okay, tub 1 and lid 1. So that's my tub 1. Okay, and I have my lid 1 as well. So they're called stock parts. Okay, because they come from that main body, but we can use them stock parts then in an assembly. So I'm just going to go back here, and I'm going to go back to my finish pot. Okay, so that's the one that I'm working on there. So when I make changes here, they should update then in the other one then automatically for me. Okay, so at this stage when we have our two pieces done, we have our two pieces saved out, our two parts. We want to join the two of them together back in assembly. Okay, so I check my window here. Okay, my finished pot, which is the main part. And then I have tub 1 and lid 1. Okay, so the two of them pieces came out of that part. Okay, so some of these parts, you might notice the edges might be slightly jagged or pixelated. So in any of those parts, to fix that, just go up here to your options, click on your options there, and you have system options and document properties. Click on your document properties down there to image quality, and just increase the resolution of it there, and click OK, and then they smoothen out a little bit better. Okay, so that's my tub 1, and I'm going to do the same there for the lid 1. Okay, we can see that there. So options, document properties, image quality, up that, click OK, and just Control S to save that. That's when you have two parts done and you're happy with them, you want to make an assembly. So up here in your new documents tab, just click on the drop down menu, so you can do a new part, a drawn, or an assembly. We want to go for an assembly there now, so click assembly. Okay, so all the parts that are opened will come up here. Okay, so thumbnail preview of them. That's our finished pot. That's our lid. That's our tub. So the first one I want to put in is the tub 1. So I just click on tub 1, and then over in my graphics area, anywhere at all, just click again, and it comes in. Okay, so that part is a fixed part if you like. Okay, you can see the F there beside it to show me that's a fixed part. So every other part I put in, it's going to be in relation to that part. So insert component. I want to now bring in my lid. So over here, anywhere at all. So for now, I'm just going to put it over there away from it. Okay, just to show you how we assemble it. So plain white. Right, so we obviously want that lid to be over and coming up and down off the tub. Okay, and we have to use mates for that. So there's a little paper clip there. That's the symbol for mate, which means to basically join two pieces together in a certain way. So click on our mate. The blue box comes up down here for entities to mate. So what do I want to actually mate together? Now, because these came from the same part, from the same original part if you like, the handiest way to mate them is just to take the planes from both things and mate those together, because essentially they're the same planes. So over here we have our tub, so we can click on our R beside tub, and if we take the front plane of the tub, okay, that highlights, it comes up in the box, and then open up the menu for the lid, take the front plane, the lid. Okay, the two of them then are going to be in line, so click OK. Okay, so the two of those planes are now in line. I'm also going to take the right plane, the tub, or the lid, with the right plane, the tub, and click OK. So now the two of them are in line. Okay, so we can see now the lid is directly over the tub. Now I also want to obviously join it onto it. Okay, so you can see there now it's directly over. Okay, but it's no good, we want to join it and have it open up a certain distance. Okay, so if I was to just get my top plane of my lid and the top plane of my tub, and stick them together, it will put it exactly in the correct position, but it's going to be stuck then in that position. Okay, so I'm not going to do that. So what I'm going to select, I'm going to go up here, I'm going to select that surface for my lid, I'm going to select that surface for my tub. So again, that sticks the two of them together, but I want them to have a certain distance between them so I can open and close it. So over in my option, either here for distance or over here for distance, I click on it and I allow it open distance of, we'll say, 100 mil. Okay, and I want to be able to close it as well, so when I pull that down, it stops when it reaches the top of the tub. So then that's an advanced mate. Okay, so when I'm still in my option here, I click advanced. Okay, so the maximum distance is 100, the minimum distance then we set to 0, and we click OK. So that will allow me to pull it down, and it'll stop when the two of them hit each other. It won't go down any further, and I pull it up and it'll stop when it raises 100 mil above the tub. Okay, so that's just a very simple example of an assembly with a couple of simple mates.